Good morning, my wild and beautiful friends. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're talking LUSH bubble bars. I love this company and what they stand for so much, and if I could, I would fill my entire bathroom full of all of their delicious goodies. However, my budget doesn't quite cover being able to do that. So I thought I'd share with you a super simple DIY LUSH bubble bar hack that you can make on your own. Keep on watching to see how we do it. Okay guys, to get started, we've got 2 bowls. In our larger bowl, we're going to add our dry ingredients. I've got a cup of baking soda here. Then we're gonna add a cup of slsa. I'll link below where you can find it. I ordered mine on Amazon. I'm sure you could get it from soap supply companies or something like that as well, but it's definitely a main ingredient in almost all of the bubble bar recipes that I looked at. And to give credit where credit's due, this recipe was modified a little bit from puddlesandpine.com, so I'll link their website below because I used mostly their ratios in this recipe. I'm also going to use 1/3 cup of cream of tartar. I bought this in the little bulk section at our natural grocers, but you can get it at any grocery store. And 1/3 cup of cornstarch. A little extra there. There we go. I'm kind of roughly measuring. I'm not being too crazy about how accurate I am. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of melted coconut oil and a tablespoon of water. And I'm just mixing that up a little bit, and we're going to add our essential oil. I'm going to use the last of this Happy Hippie scent that I got at our local soap shop, if I could spit that out. It's got like patchouli and sandalwood and some yummy flavors in it, but use whatever you'd like. I'd use at least 20 drops, maybe a little bit more. Kind of gets absorbed into all these ingredients really easily, and you want it to be really fragrant when you use it, just like a LUSH bubble bar would be. So now I'm just adding our liquid ingredients to our dry ingredients. I'm wearing a glove here. It's really unnecessary, but since I use so much oil, I'm actually afraid to get too much on my hands and touch our tortoise. So that's why I'm using it. Otherwise, your hands will smell lovely. You can definitely do this without a glove. So once we've got all our ingredients combined and our dough is looking like it can come together when you squeeze it and a little bit snowy, we are good to go. I've got this vegan coloring that I got online that we used for our geode bath bombs. I'll link that video above and below as well. It's really fun. I've also got this gold powder that I ordered that I figure I may as well use. So I thought I'd go with a pink and yellowish orange color scheme, but do whatever you want. You really don't even need to color these. They'll work just fine. This is just to zhuzh it up a little bit and make it look a little bit more lush-like. So I've got pink on one side. Once we've got that nice and incorporated, this liquid soap dye will also help your dough come together a little bit better as well, since it's got a little bit of liquid to it. That's starting to look super bright and vibrant. Now we're gonna move on to our yellow. Our yellow turned out a little bit more orange than I thought it would. I think I got a little crazy with the dye. Just eyeballed it. You can start small and kind of add in more colors if you don't want something as bright, but LUSH definitely uses bright colors in all of their products for bubble bars, so I thought I'd really go for it. So we're mixing that yellow around. Once that's incorporated, we're going to work on making our little swirl log. Okay, our colors are looking gorgeous. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. I've got some parchment paper on our counter here, and I'm going to lay down the pink first and kind of just smush it into a square, kind of try to compact it as much as I can. So you can see it kind of wants to break apart just a little bit. I'm adding the orange on top. And then if you've ever made a Yule log or a rolled, like jelly roll baking, this is exactly the process we're gonna do, except for a little bit slowed down because you kind of need to compact it. See how it breaks apart a little bit? So we're just rolling and squishing and putting it back together again and again, and then going from that top part back on, rolling it tight. If it crumbles a little, you can just compact it even more. Then I'm gonna roll this up and let it sit for a little bit so it gets nice and compacted. So it's been about a half an hour. I'm gonna go through, I'm just kind of trying to make sure our log is nice and solid. I'm gonna go through and cut these into little pucks, like so. Any of that fallout, I'll just use in a bath on my own if I'm not giving these away as gifts. So I got about 7 pieces out of this, and you can use about a half of these for a bubble bath or a full one if you want it like real bubbly. So I'm just going to lay these out and kind of press them and compact them on our parchment paper. They're really beautiful. If they start to crumble a little, just kind of press them like so. Some of them will crack a little. I have bought ones from LUSH that look exactly that way, so I know I'm doing something right. And you can leave it like this, just let it dry for 72 hours before you use them. Or you can get a little bougie with me and add some gold luster. So just like in our geode video, we just have a little bit of alcohol here. We're gonna dust in some of our gold luster. I'm gonna use a little bit more than last time, probably about a half a teaspoon. Make it nice and liquidy. And I thought since we've got these bright, gorgeous colors, we may as well do kind of like a splatter effect and just get a little shimmer everywhere. So I'm just gonna take my brush and kind of throw it at our little bubble bars here, and we'll have some gorgeous little nuggets that we can make some really relaxing and gorgeous bubble baths with. So you can use these right away, but the website and in other recipes I've read that you should let them dry for about 72 hours. So if you're going to give them as a gift, I just leave them on the counter like this for a couple days. They'll be nice and dried up and good to go. You can enjoy a very luscious bubble bath. Look how gorgeous those are. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty and so easy to make. So before I let you go for the day, I want to give you one more tip on how to make your bubbles really maximize in your bubble bath with your bubble bar. So I learned this from Confectionery and Company. I'll link their website below. They make a bunch of Disney-inspired bath products, and they look absolutely amazing. So what you want to do is cut up your bubble bar. Like I said, you can use half to a whole bubble bar with the size that we made, and you'll have plenty of bubbles. I'm just going to kind of cut these up. This is very satisfying, by the way. And then if you have a little sieve, even just like a kitchen sieve, you're going to put it in there and run your water through the sieve with the bubble bar in it, if that makes sense, and it'll give you so many more bubbles. So give that a try if you have bubble bars at home, even if they're not the ones you made. I promise it'll make a difference. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that you're staying safe and healthy, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Cheers!